Great to see it. Now, what did you make of this report, and does it change your buy rating?
No, Rishaad, don't forget the stock's up, as you were saying, nearly 17% in the last 6 months. So we didn't expect them to be too vitriolic today, given that the European governments have just given them 3.5 billion. The disappointment here, though, is their earnings guidance, EBIT guidance for 2010 is 500 million lighter than people were going for. It's coming in at about $1 billion. And the reason for that is A380 costs are going to continue this year and not all be taken.
It just keeps on, doesn't it? These, these overruns when it comes to the A380, and then they're considering the A350 on top of this as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is same old, same old. I absolutely agree with you, but you have to look at valuation, and you have to also look at valuation compared to Boeing. And if they had taken the full A380 charge just now and the A400M, you would have had a cleaner prospect going forward, and that's why I think there is an element of risk here still. Obviously, there always is with this one, but it has had very good performance of late, and I think they are saying now that the production schedule for Airbus is now going to rise. That is very good news because it's all part of their cash payment as they go through the year. Right,
they got this so-called loan anyway from these governments. Now, how is this export-related loan really a loan when it's tied to exports? And surely the European Commission is probably going to be raising its eyebrows at this.
Well, yes, it's a good point you raised, but it's not too dissimilar to launch aid. Now, various commissions raise their eyebrows about that, but it's a long-term loan, it's at pretty good rates, but it's also completely related to exports beyond the 7 partner nations. So we're going to have to see A400M being exported successfully.
Of course, we shouldn't be too negative. It has a portfolio of planes selling very well, including, of course, the single-aisle cash cow, the A320 family. What's their cash position like looking ahead? And what I'm really trying to get to here is, Nick, is the next generation A350. Do they have the financing to build this plane?
Well, they're in a pretty strong position, strangely, in spite of all these kind of results. They've got $9 billion now of net cash. They're saying that this year they will have a net cash outflow of only around $1 billion, which actually really isn't bad in the scheme of all this. So the answer is yes, they do. They'll obviously get a bit of launch aid as well from governments. But yes, I think they will. Although I have to say the risk is when A350 starts to go into its sort of final phase before production, just as 787 had that problem last year.
Nick, let's just talk about Louis Gallois, who is the chief executive of EADS, the parent company of Airbus. Can he survive this? Because there's been at least one French newspaper saying that he's on his way out.
I don't know about that. I think he's done a spectacular job, actually. It's always been a very difficult company to manage. Don't forget there were joint CEOs, there was joint reporting lines. They've really restructured the management reporting structure at EADS, I think, pretty effectively now. He's taking good cost out. I have to say, they managed that A400M negotiation with the governments very well. I mean, they got 3.5 billion and a long-term 1.5 billion loan. That's not a bad effort from a fixed-price contract pre his tenure.